It was scary at first for me too.
Any other surprises I should know about?
Other than dying young and the whole defeat the blight alone thing, no. I'm all tapped out for surprises. Anyhow, you're up now, right? Let's pull up camp and get a move on.
Now that we are in camp, we can talk to everybody here.
Oh, why you little...
Are you harassing my dog?
Me? Harassing your dog? I should say it's the other way round. Your furry friend did.
Welcome back from ads, y'all.
Near his food. He snapped at me. Look.
Good boy. That'll teach silly Alistair a lesson.
Sometimes I forget that he's a war dog. That'll teach me.
I support my dog in all of his choices. My dog can do no wrong. This, I think, is one of the DLCs, maybe?
You're a hard man to find. Where are my manners? The name is Levy Dryden. Did Duncan ever mention me? Levy of the coins? Levy the trader?
I'm Olim. I've never heard of you.
Really? He never told you of old Levy? We've known each other for years. But here I am carrying on while you have a blight to stop. Don't want to waste your time. But you see, Duncan promised that together we'd look into something important for the Wardens. And for me. But poor Duncan's... well, no more. A tragedy it is, at that. But I know he would want his work carried on. His pledge fulfilled.
What promise did Duncan make to
My
you?
family, well, past a bit checkered to see. Nobles look at us with disdain. My great-great-grandmother, Sophia Dryden, was the last Warden Commander of Ferelden back when the Wardens were known as freeloaders. So King Olin banished the Wardens, and he took House Dryden's land and titles.
That's a bit drastic, isn't it?
And then some. Not much is known about that time. After King Olin died, there was a civil war, loads worse than this one. And our family was on the run, hunted by enemies, with nary a friend in the world. But Drydens are tough. We rebuilt, became merchants, and we never lost our pride.
So what favor did you ask of Duncan?
I asked for the truth. My family reveres Sophia Dryden. We know she died at the old Grey Warden base, Soldier's Peak. We want evidence to clear her name. It won't restore our land or our titles, but it'll restore our honor.
Couldn't you just go there by yourself?
Well, no one's been to Soldier's Peak since Ireland's days. At least none that's come back. I spent years mapping the maze of tunnels to the peak, and I found the way a few years back. So I went to Duncan, I did, and I said that he could reclaim the old base and my family could have its honor.
Why didn't Duncan help you?
Darkspawn surfaced in southern Ferelden, and Duncan got plenty busy recruiting new wardens and meeting with good King Caelan. Duncan said he would help after the Battle of Ostagar. Said there might be useful things at the peak, but he never had the chance.
Your family's faith will be rewarded. Let's go to Soldier's Peak. What do you need from me? How will reclaiming the peak help the Wardens? Or I'll have to think about this. Farewell. We'll leave it for now.
Ah, it's good to see you, my timely rescuer. Bodon Fenn at your service once again. I saw your camp and thought to myself, what safer place to rest for the evening than in the camp of a Grey Ward? I'm perfectly willing to offer you a fine discount for the inconvenience of our presence. How does that sound? Good? Yes?
You're free to stay. Just mind yourselves. Let me see your wares. Have you been following us, or what are you selling exactly? Let's go with that.
Anything, everything, but all of the finest quality. No cheap trinkets here. And my boy Sandal happens to be a bit of a hand with enchantments. Oh, yes. Sadly, it also makes us a target for bandits in the night. If there were spare hands to hire as guards, I would have done so long ago.
You're free to stay. Just mind yourselves.
Wonderful. Thank the gentleman, won't you, boy?
Thank you, sir.
We won't be a bother to you and your companions, I assure you. You should need enchantments, simply talk to my boy. Otherwise, come speak with me.
Hello.
The boy's a bit simple, but he's rather good with enchantments. One of those tranquil fellas actually called him a... what was it now? A savant. I had no idea such a thing existed.
What enchantments does he do?
He can fold lyrium into almost any weapon or piece of armor, though naturally some of the more extravagant materials will take more lyrium than others. It's a process that some of the master smiths back in Orzammar will perform, but my boy here is just as adept at it. Isn't that right, boy?
Enchantment!
And there you have it.
Let's see about that.
Enchantment!
Is anybody actually using this? Apparently that's the only thing that I can enchant. Why not? Yay! I have enchanted a thing. Alright. Let's see. Morgan's over here. I have gifts, but I don't remember who all they are for. So I may look at that later. Yeah. I think...
Why are we stopping? As you wish.
I'm not going to bother with conversations with them right now. Mostly. Let me see if I remember how to do gifts, because I have...
I once heard a really old legend about how the hound warriors in the days of the old tribes would feed their Mabari the flesh of the vanquished. Well, that's what I heard anyway. It would sometimes be human flesh. Oh, like you can tell the difference. For all you know, maybe you've already been fed something. Someone.
Alistair, stop picking on my dog. Don't listen to Alistair, he's full of rubbish.
Hey!
Kyrie, this is my dog. His name is Barkspawn.
Oh, look at what your fool dog placed in my pack. A putrid, half-eaten hare is not something a woman...
Not what we use magic for.
He's going to follow your...
More sound glitches, apparently. What she actually said was a putrid half-eaten hare is not something a woman wants to find in her unmentionables. My options are, it's the thought that counts. He means well. Can't be stinkier than what normally goes into them. I think he thinks you need more meat on your bones. Or, why doesn't he share his food with me? We're gonna go with I think he thinks you need more meat on your bones.
I think I have enough meat where it counts, and I certainly don't need it in my pack. The dirty mongrel can have this back. There. And tell him not to do it again.
It was a gift. You can't just throw it away like that.
I just did. I don't want it, you worthless fur bag.
I think you hurt his feelings.
Oh, he's just trying to be manipulative, I can tell. I do it too.
I love my dog. I'm just going to watch them.
You are a true warrior and worthy of respect.
Do we have anyone else? No, okay. Trying to find a way through the earth, are we? It's going to take some time, you know. I love him so much. Well, good luck with that, then. Buxbon is an incredibly intelligent dog. We pet the dog. I could have conversations with my people. I am going to actually take a quick break because I realize it's after 7. So everybody else also take this as a chance to get up, stretch, hydrate, whatever you need to do, and I will see you in a couple of minutes. Okay, I am back. Thanks for waiting, y'all. Let me just get my headphones back on. Alright, now. I can't actually get more... Alistair is at -1. Morrigan is at +1. Darkspawn is at 100. Liliana is at +2. Sten is at neutral. Okay. Just wanted to see where... Did I not? Huh. Guess you don't have anything with Liliana yet. Alright, we pet the dog and then we go. I could have conversations with them. I just don't know that I feel like it.
Yes?
Actually, let's. I'd like to talk.
Well, here I am.
This vision of yours.
I knew this would come up sooner or later. I don't know how to explain, but I had a dream. In it, there was an impenetrable darkness. It was so dense, so real. And there was a noise, a terrible, ungodly noise. I stood on a peak and watched as the darkness consumed everything. And when the storm swallowed the last of the sun's light, I fell. And the darkness drew me in.
What then?
When I woke, I went to the Chantry's gardens, as I always do. But that day, the rose bush in the corner had flowered. Everyone knew that bush was dead. It was grey and twisted and gnarled, the ugliest thing you ever saw. But there it was, a single beautiful rose. It was as though the Maker stretched out his hand to say, even in the midst of this darkness, there is hope and beauty. Have faith.
And this made you want to help me?
In my dream, I fell. Or maybe I jumped. I'd do anything to stop the blight. I know that we can do it. There are so many good things in the Maker's world. How can I sit by while the blight devours everything?
I suppose I couldn't sit by either.
That is why you're a Grey Warden. Come, there's a blight to stop.
I will try not to mock her faith too much.
What do you need?
Do you want to talk about Duncan?
You don't have to do that. I know you didn't know him as long as I did.
I just thought you might need to talk. That doesn't mean I don't mourn his loss. He was like a father to you, I understand. Or good, I don't want you falling apart again. Let's say that doesn't mean I don't mourn his loss.
I should have handled it better. Duncan warned me right from the beginning that this could happen. Any of us could die in battle. I shouldn't have lost it, not with so much as riding on us, not with the blight and everything. I'm sorry.
No harm done. There's no need to apologize. Let's just forget about it or don't let it happen again. No harm done.
I'd like to have a proper funeral for him. Maybe once this is all done, if we're still alive. I don't think he had any family to speak of.
He had you.
I suppose he did. It probably sounds stupid, but part of me wishes I was with him, in the battle. I feel like I abandoned him.
He saved your life by sending you to the tower.
Yes. I know. I think he came from Hyeva, or so he said. Maybe I'll go up there sometime. See about putting up something in his honor. I don't know. Have you had someone close to you die? Not that I mean to pry, I'm just...
No, not really. Not since I went to the tower.
That must have felt a lot like when I got sent to the Chantry. You mages don't even get a say in the matter after all. Thank you. Really, I mean it. It was good to talk about it, at least a little.
Anytime. Maybe I'll go to Highever with you when you go. He was a friend of mine too. Yes, well, just don't tell anyone, or let's get going. Maybe I'll go with you.
I'd like that. So would he, I think.
Yay, I got some approval points from Alistair. How about Stan?
Yes.
What were you doing in that cage?
Sitting, as you observed.
Very literal. Let's go with very funny.
Thank you.
Are you going to answer my question?
I did. Parshera, was there anything else?
I have a question.
I am hardly surprised.
Why did you come to Ferelden?
To answer a question.
What was the question?
The Arishok asked what is the Blight. By his curiosity, I am now here.
Don't you have to report back then?
Yes.
So what are you still doing here then?
I cannot go home.
Why not?
It doesn't matter now. Can we move on? We keep the Darkspawn waiting.
Okay.
As you wish.
Apparently he likes it when I tell him he's funny. Alright. Let's talk to Morgan a little bit. And then we'll move on.
What do you wish of me?
I'd like to ask you something.
If you must.
How did you become a shape changer?
I was not born such. 'Tis a skill of Flemeth's, taught over many years in the wilds. The chastened have tales of we witches, saying that we assume the forms of creatures to watch them from hiding. When a child is alone and separate from his tribe, that is when we strike, dragging the young boy kicking and screaming to our lair to be devoured. A most amusing legend.
Your mother's been doing this for a long time then? That does sound like something you'd do. But it's just a legend, right? Let's go with that does sound like something you'd do.
Oh? I truly doubt that children would be worth the effort. They are filthy, smelly things full of tears and snot and trouble. That said, I cannot speak for the tastes of my mother. She has, after all, lived a very lengthy time in the wilds and done many things I know nothing of. Why do you ask? Is there something specific you wish to know?
I've never heard of magic like that before.
No? 'Tis not unheard of in the remote corners of the world. There are traditions of magic outside of the circle of magi, despite what those mages would have you believe. Some of these traditions are old, indeed, passed down as carefully guarded lore from one generation to the next. The zealots of the chantry would uproot all such practitioners if they could. But as luck have it, some still exist. My mother is such a one.
By practitioners, you mean apostates? The chantry simply seeks to protect us. Bullshit. Isn't that sort of magic open to abuse, or that's good? Such traditions need to be preserved. We'll go with that one.
I'm shocked that you think so. Being a mage of the circle as you were.
It wasn't my
Perhaps
choice.
It felt a little like a caged bird as well, caught within that dark tower.
Yes, very much so.
I thought so.
Can you change into other human forms as well?
The form of an animal is different from my own. One may study the creature, learn to move as it does, think as it does. In time, this allows one to become as it is. I gain nothing by studying another human. I already am the same as they are. I learn nothing. So the answer is no, my human form is the only one I possess.
Can anyone become a shape changer?
Anyone with sufficient will, but the act of transformation is a magical one. 'Tis a spell and thus requires a mage's talents. Indeed, you could learn the spells required if I cared to teach you.
Do you spend a lot of time as an animal?
There were nights when the wilds called to me, 'tis true. You look upon the world around you and you think you know it well. I have smelled it as a wolf, listened as a cat, prowled shadows that you never dreamed existed. But my life is as a human. I am under no illusions to the contrary.
And what do other animals think of you when you're changed?
They do not shy away from me. To their senses, I believe I seem like any other of their species. As to what they think, I truly cannot say. Just as I am still human, no matter my form, they are still animals. Thus they cannot speak, even were I to ask.
That's all I wanted to ask.
Indeed. Have you an opinion on my abilities, then? Am I an unnatural abomination to be put to the torch?
Sorry, my options here. Welcome back, Gus. I think your abilities sound quite useful. It does seem a little revolting. Maybe tied to a flagpole and tickled. That would just make you angry, I think. Or, at the very least. Go with that would just make you angry, I think.
No doubt it would. But enough of such talk. Let us proceed, lest the dust gather on us.
Grats on the math, boss, Gus. The version she's in Inquisition is slightly better than this. It's the same outfit, but, like, it actually looks like a bikini and not just strings. See, did I get any approval for that conversation? No, I'm curious. Yay, I'm now at approval +5. Also, Kyrie, you should absolutely cosplay Morrigan. There are a lot of versions of Morrigan, even. Let's see. I think right now
Indeed.
Yes.
my go-to party is Morrigan, Liliana, and Alistair. I'm not sure why. Alright, so now I get to pick where I go next. I happen to know that the order they want you to do things in starts with the Circle of Mages. Those look like DLC areas.